everyone. Welcome to a new episode of the series Mental Health Pandemic. Please note that I am recording these series both in Hindi and English to reach out to a wider audience and to help more and more people. I will be recording the Hindi version of this episode soon. If you haven't heard the first episode of this series, please do, because I have spoken about how COVID 19 is impacting our mood and mental health. So, coming back to today's episode, today we are going to discuss the difference between being sad and being depressed. Friends, there are many people struggling with depression who thought they were merely sad. There are also people who are merely sad and worried, but they really think that they might be depressed. This happens because we associate depression with its primary symptom of pervasive sadness. Many of us struggle to tell the difference between these two common psychological states, and that is a huge problem. Our confusion can lead us to neglect a serious condition that requires treatment, which is depression, or on the other hand of the spectrum, overreact to a normal state of being sad and make things worse. And here's why the distinction is crucial. If we or a loved one are depressed, it has huge implications for our long-term mental health, physical health, and longevity. So coming to the difference between sadness and being depressed, sadness is a normal human emotion. We have all experienced it and we all will again. Sadness is usually triggered by a difficult, hurtful, challenging or disappointing event, experience or situation. In other words, we tend to feel sad about something. This also means that when that something changes, when our emotional hurt fades, when we have adjusted or gotten over the loss or disappointment, our sadness disappears or fades away. However, depression is an abnormal emotional state, a mental illness that affects our thinking, emotions, perceptions, and behaviors in pervasive and chronic ways. When we are depressed, we feel sad about everything. Depression does not necessarily require a difficult event or situation, a loss, or a change of circumstances as a trigger. In fact, it often occurs in the absence of any such triggers. People's lives on paper might be totally fine. They would even admit this is true, and yet they still feel horrible. What I mean to say is, since depression is a disease, it can impact anyone, irrespective of their financial or social status, irrespective of their relationship status. You might have everything in your life and you might still be depressed. Why? Because it's a disease. There's always not a reason behind depression. For example, if you smoke too much, you are more inclined towards cancer. But if you don't smoke, are you assured against cancer? No, you can still have it. Similarly, if you have a habit of overthinking or taking everything personally, you can be more inclined towards depression. Or if you have lost a loved one or are going through financially tough times, even then you are more inclined towards depression. But in the absence of all of these factors also, you can be depressed. You might have the best job, well-paying, enjoyable, you might have the best relationships and you might know all of it and still feel doomed and depressed. So next time, when you say why he or she is depressed, he or she is so successful, just remember that it's a disease and it can affect anyone. So friends, all in all, depression colors all aspects of our lives, making everything less enjoyable, less interesting, less important, less lovable, and less worthwhile. Depression snaps our energy, motivation, and ability to experience joy, pleasure, excitement, anticipation, satisfaction, connection, and meaning. All your thresholds tend to be lower. You are more impatient, quicker to anger and get frustrated, quicker to break down, and it takes you longer to bounce back from anything. Friends, we often expect from people struggling with depression to snap out of it, and they are told, it's all in your head, or, choose to be happy. Such sentiments reflect a deep misunderstanding of depression. It only makes the person with depression feel even worse. Having talked about the difference between being merely sad and being depressed, now let's talk about the symptoms of depression. As per psychology today, to be diagnosed with depression, people need to have at least 5 of the following symptoms for a continual duration of at least 2 weeks. Here's a disclaimer: be advised. The severity of these symptoms must also be considered, so please use these points only as a guideline and see a mental health professional for a conclusive diagnosis. Here are the 10 common symptoms of depression. First, feelings of helplessness and hopelessness. A bleak outlook, nothing will ever get better, and there's nothing you can do to improve your situation. Second, loss of interest in daily activities. You don't care anymore about former hobbies, pastimes, social activities, or sex. You have lost your ability to feel joy and pleasure. Third, appetite or weight changes. Significant weight loss or weight gain, a change of more than 5% of body weight in a month. Fourth, sleep changes. Either insomnia, which is lack of sleep, especially if you wake up every day in the early hours of the morning, or you are able to sleep only for 2-3 hours and then you wake up too early. Or oversleeping. Yes, even if you are sleeping too much, that's a change in your sleep cycle and that can be a symptom. 5. Anger or irritability. Feeling agitated, restless, or even violent. Your tolerance level is low, your temper short, and everything and everyone gets on your nerves. 6. Loss of energy. Feeling fatigued, sluggish, and physically drained. Your whole body may seem heavy, and even small tasks are exhausting or take longer to complete. 7. Self-kicking. Strong feelings of worthlessness or guilt. You harshly criticize yourself for perceived faults and mistakes. 8. Restless behavior. You engage in escapist behavior such as substance abuse, compulsive gambling, reckless driving, or dangerous sport. 9. Concentration problems. Trouble focusing, making decisions, or remembering things. 10. Unexplained aches and pains. As increase in physical complaints such as headaches, back pain, aching muscles, and stomach pain. So friends, these are the common symptoms. In the first episode, I had suggested some simple and practical ways in which you can ease these symptoms, like reaching out to people, sharing how you feel, exercising, meditating, eating mood-boosting food, etc. But if support from family and friends and positive lifestyle changes aren't enough, it may be time to seek help from a mental health professional. There are many effective treatments for depression, including first, therapy. Effective treatment for depression often includes consulting a therapist who can provide you with tools to treat depression from a variety of angles and motivate you to take the action necessary. Therapy or counseling can also offer you the skills and insight to prevent depression from bouncing back. Second, medication. This may be imperative, especially if you are feeling suicidal or violent. But while it can help relieve symptoms of depression in some people, it isn't a cure and is not usually a long-term solution. It also comes with side effects and other drawbacks, so it's important to learn all the facts to make an informed decision. So guys, with this, we come to an end to this podcast. In the next episode, I will discuss how to help someone you live with who has depression, especially if a loved one is at a risk of suicide. Friends, many people who are depressed find it difficult to ask for help and to let others know how they are feeling. Don't assume someone is okay just because they say they are. What can you do in such times? What are your roles and responsibilities as a friend or an attendant? And how can you help? We will discuss all this in the next episode. Stay tuned and do subscribe to my channel, guys. I research many websites and articles to come up with these podcasts. I will be more than happy if you show your support by subscribing to my channel. Thanks for listening.